Hello. Recently you said on your show in defense of Brett Kavanaugh that we've had a bevy of public figures in recent years who have had their genitalia described on national television by people who alleged sexual assault. And then you cite Stormy Daniels and Monica
Right, we know
Lewinsky
what Trump's
and Bill
dick looks
Clinton.
like. We know what Clinton's dick looks like. Right. Yeah.
What I'm wondering is why you are citing examples that were consensual sex and then implied.
Well, they weren't. Paula Jones described a situation that was not consensual.
Well, I mean, I thought you were referring to Monica Lewinsky, but the question
No, Paula Jones is the one who actually described his dick.
Okay.
I mean, to be
well,
fair.
the question is, why do you think that it's incumbent on survivors of sexual assault to describe the penis they were assaulted
Good question.
with?
It absolutely is not. And if you read the next sentence I said, I said it is not dispositive.
Yeah,
the word
said
dispositive
nobody has yet described Kavanaugh's genitalia. Now that's not dispositive. Maybe they were generic. Who knows?
Correct.
Right. And
okay.
And the implication.
What is the problem?
So
I agree with me.
So the implication. So the implication then is that if they were to describe the genitalia, it was more likely that the sexual assault would have been committed.
Well, I'm more likely to believe that there is evidence that they actually had a sexual experience with the guy if they give details of the experience. Sure. I mean, that's called additional evidence. But I said dispositive. Dispositive means it does not dispose of the question. So what exactly is the problem?
If someone's attacked,
yes.
They're not going to be analyzing what the penis looks like. Okay.
I said they don't have to in order for me to say maybe this is true. But if they do give details of an experience, look, if you're mugged and you have no description of what happened or how it happened or who did it, I'm less likely to believe your account than if you give me specific details of who did it, how it happened, and why. I mean, this is just basic evidentiary examination. Now, does that mean that you didn't get mugged? No. I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that statement. The fact that it's half jocular, which it is, apparently means nothing to people who are determined to be literal about everything.
Implied aspersions on the report from the New York Times that explain how
that cited friends of separate victim.
I was going through the fact that there was no actual evidence that was provided for any of these accounts other than the 20 to 30 years later accounts provided to the New York Times that were coming out right as Kavanaugh was nominated. So
What actual evidence do you want then? Besides a description of the genitalia or some sort of biological
so contemporaneous accounts told to friends would be a good one, with people going on the record about those contemporaneous accounts. Not spending, in the case of the one I think we were specifically talking about in that case, was Julie Swetnick, I believe. Or if it wasn't Julie Swetnick, it was, what was the name of the other woman? The other woman who was talking to the New York Times. She was suggesting that, thank you, Deborah Ramirez. So Deborah Ramirez suggested that she had to consider for 6 weeks with her lawyer whether or not this was actually Brett Kavanaugh 30 years later to determine whether it was Brett Kavanaugh. Yes, am I allowed to have doubts about the veracity of that account? Yes, that's called human logic.
Yeah, and then Christine Blasey Ford also had a very, I would say, compelling account.
Okay, go listen to my podcast. My original statement about Christine Blasey Ford is that she gave a credible account. Then, as the details came out, every single person she said was at the party denied they were at the party, including her best friend, who later came out and suggested that she'd been pressured by friends of Christine Blasey Ford to change her own account.
Yeah, that's
that is 100% true.